everyone. I'm Esther, the Assistant Technical Support Officer and Project Lead for Smile Project. And this will be a training on Canva. And this video will really help you, break down the things that were not really clear during the training. But to straight away go fast, we will look at how to sign up or create an account using Canva. And so from our browser, we are going to look at just typing Canva. I'll make this in canva.com sign up. So when we click that, you have several options that will allow you to create Canva account. And so what we'll do is create and logging into your account. So I already have an account with Canva, but I'm going to create one using a different account. So let me try and log out or sign out. This one. And then I'll say continue with email. And let's see what happens. So we'll check if your account, okay. So I'll just type in my personal account and say continue. They're asking for my name, so I'll just put Esther Nyapendi and I'll say create an account. So they have sent a code in on my email. So I'll just definitely go to my email and check. The code they've sent, so we can see that the code is 910 528, and then we will bring the code and click it in there. So it will be loading and it will straight away open for us a new account. So as it's loading, the first thing that appears is the home page, or before that there's this part that comes where you need to just they're asking you what will you be using Canva for. So with the work that we do, we'll put non-profit or charity, and ahead of this video or training I'll be telling you why. So that they've asked us, and so this is the reason why. Receive Canva for free for non-profits. And so when you have your registration number and the name that you could maybe input straight away, you will start right away with getting started. But that could take you a few days for your account to be given to you, or because they need to do some background research whether the organization exists or not. So we'll skip that for now, because you can also do it when you're in the document or in the platform. So we'll skip that for now. And so they're asking who is on your team. So Canva also allows you to collaborate with your staff. For instance, on the organization's account, I am part of the team that's using Canva because we do graphic design. Saitoti as well is, part of the team. Sandra is also part of the team that used the Canva design. So you could add email addresses and send invitations. The invitations are sent to the account, and once they click accept, then they join and can be able to edit, can be able to comment on all the designs that you might be sharing with them. So we'll skip that for now, and straight away we will have our homepage being displayed to us. So the first things first, we have the panel that I am scrolling to, and this, you start by just that it's the menu that it gives you. So when you click it, it hides the menu. When you click it, it opens the menu. So we will look at that panel later on after we have completed with this. So the first one is the design spotlight, and this gives us options of visual documents, and under visual documents you can be able to create a worksheet, you can be able to create documents, Word documents, presentations, whiteboards. Under whiteboards we look at things like a decision tree, or we look at things like a Gantt chart, or we look at things like being able to draw an organization structure. So that's under whiteboard. Then we have a PDF editor, which Canva also offers. We also have, you can be able to create graphs and charts. So people that are doing infographics, you could be able to use Canva as a tool to create graphs and charts. So under the design spotlight, we also look, it also offers photos and videos, so you can be able to edit a photo, you can do a photo collage that's joining more than one picture in one picture frame, if you get what I'm saying. So you can put 4 pictures or 5 pictures under one frame. So we also look at, you can be able to edit videos and so many others. And also it gives you the aspect of the YouTube video editor. So why that could be specific is because maybe YouTube has specific dimensions of how the videos are set. For instance, if you to upload a YouTube video, it could be dimensions of, let's say, 100 length and 50 width, and Canva will help you do that. Under the print section, we're looking at Canva helping you to know how to design business cards, to design cards. This could be wedding cards, introduction cards, invitation cards, mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, calendars, labels, and so on. Under marketing, Canva helps you to create logos, posters, flyers, brochures, social media, websites, stickers, and a QR code generator, which could be an important tool. So when we look at business, Canva gives you options for business. So under this, you can do content creation, visual communication, and the rest that follows down. Under solutions, it gives you marketing, creative agencies, and these are some of the things that you could really look out. It doesn't hurt to click something and know what it does. That is how learning is done. And so under resources, you can see it gives you business resources, case studies, and so many other things. Under education, Canva can be for teachers and schools, Canva can be for students, can be free teacher resources, can be for LMS integrations, case studies, and higher education. So for those that are in academia, Canva is also a great tool for you to use. So under plans and pricing, this is where we look at the options that Canva offers. As much as it's a free tool, it also offers the pro version, where one is required to pay an amount of money to be able to use some of the extra features that it offers, and that I will be able to show you how it engraves that part of it offering free features, and also the pro the people that have paid for the pro version can also get the unlimited access to the design tools, and there's also an advantage to that. So under the plans and pricing, once you pay for the pro, it allows you to also be able to collaborate with a team. For instance, if your workforce is about 10 people that all do probably designing, um, Canva Pro allows you to add um, quite a number of people in the design and implementation of, let's say, books and all that. So the other thing that it looks at is education and not for profit. So like I said, once you pay for the not for profit plan, you should be able to have the details that will be asked from you to verify that you are actually a not-for-profit organization. And these include your registration number, maybe the full name for your organization. So as it does the background check, it will definitely open your account for you to access unlimited design tools. And with that, we will be done with that panel. So as you look here, uh, Canva can be downloaded either to your computer or to your mobile phone. So once you want very authentic applications, you should be able to go to the Play Store, or for computers you go to the Microsoft Office, or you go to their official website. They will be able to offer you very authentic applications. So under this you have account settings. When we go here, it definitely allows you to either change your password, change your name, like any other account. So it allows you to log in, and also looks at security aspects. It gives you details about your account. You can upload a photo or your logo, then just showing you a bit of the details that you allowed. So it also helps you to choose themes, either with system, either with light or the dark version, and those are things that you can be able to walk around just finding out what it does. It can allow you to change password. It offers security and all those other things. So when you're done with the Canva and everything, you can also delete um, the account. Email preferences, with Canva you could be able to change from one email address to another. So when I decide to change my email address, it could be to maybe my work email and all those other things. And this is an experience that happened. I used my email to open Canva, and then later on changed to my work email. Yes. So more of these is the number of people that you've added on your team, billing and plans. That's the price, or maybe the account that you want. Either you're using the free version, or you're using the pro, or you're using the non-profit. And then this is the purchase history, and then the domains. So we won't go further into that, but definitely looking at our next on the panel that we're discussing is the create a design. So when you want a fresh design, you should be able to use this purple button. Once I click on it, it will take me straight away to me choosing what I want to create. For instance, if I say create new design and I click on flyer, it should be able to give me designs or dimensions of the flyer that I want. For instance, this first flyer is 29.7 times 21 centimeters, is different from this portrait flyer because the portrait flyer has a longer, it has it has a longer height, while the first one is a square. So once I click on that, it will definitely take me to the design part where all the work is done. So as it loads, that could be the design that um, it comes with. So for this, so let's skip the tour because that's exactly what I'm doing. For this, we have created a blank design. And so on the panel, because now this is now sort of like our working space that we are using, on our left hand side is where the actual tools for designing are. And the first one is what we call the design, and this gives you several templates. So that is the good thing about Canva, is that if you're afraid of starting from scratch, there are very many templates that have been provided for you to have an idea of probably what you could do, or start with something and be able to delete what you do not want. The other one, so from this blank design, if I'm afraid of starting and I don't know where to start, I could just say I could just click here and then start. So the editing will just be clicking on something and maybe delete it and say Women's Day, and that's it. So that's how the edit happens. So if we have a theme, for instance, if I want to change something, I could still do that. And so when you do that, sometimes it asks you add it as a new page, or replace the current one. So replacing the current one is that it will discard the work that you're doing, or add as a new page, it will add it so that the previous one is not spoiled. So I'm going to tell you the difference with these two. So as we go further, we look at elements. So before I go to elements, as we are on design, I will look at, for instance, the theme that I want the templates to be given to me. For instance, if my theme is, let's say, Women's Day, or I want a flyer in regards to the Women's International Day, it will definitely give me some of those. So something that is very important is that these parts where they're asking for add page, you can just keep adding and having your projects go down without deleting the first one. And so if we delete this one, if we probably click this one and it comes to our edit part, you could see that it can be downloadable. A minute. So another thing that's very important is that you see the lines and the word Canva. That means that tool is not free of charge. So you want to look at templates that do not bring that word Canva and are easily edited and all that. That means those are free. But usually how you identify that is you see the crown. Which is written on Pro. But let's try and see why this one. So why this one could be showing the lines and Canva and it's not showing that it has a crown is because it could be having an image that you have to pay for, and so they're telling you the image is around $3 and we are not here to pay the money. um, so as we come back to this, we have understood why and how we can identify some of these. So it's not nice for you to, bring out a flyer for organization and it has the word Canva. The thing is, we can do better with playing around with the tools that are available free of charge. So you can see if I download this one, page 3, it can download without having any trademarks or copyrights or Canva and all that. So I encourage you is just play around the tools and know that, okay, can I use this, or can I start with downloading this? All these things on this page are editable, and that's the reason why we are using Canva, because it allows you, start from somewhere and being able to edit what you want. So as we go on, we'll come back to understanding how we can edit more and change. We are looking at elements. Under elements offers things like lines, offers things like shapes, offers things like graphics and all those other things. So if I just want to delete this woman, I can delete her. Like I said, everything is editable, and we can actually put our pictures. For instance, I can say women, and it can give me options of women. And so it's the same thing with designs and elements. There are those that you pay for, there are those that are free of charge. And I could maybe click on this one here, and you can see that it's free of charge because it's not giving me any lines or any words of Canva. So me using that is a tick for me. And so when you want to just explore more, it starts with all, then it goes to graphics, then it goes to photos. So those are like still photos taken from a camera. So you can see that this has a crown, so it's probably a picture that you pay for. But if I put this one, it's a picture that's free of charge. So another thing that's very important is ensuring that you minimize the background. Like, let your design work or graphics not have very visible lines that are showing, and we shall try to see some of those things. And when we look at that, we also have videos of women, we have frames and so many other things. So since you're telling us, sorry, you couldn't find any results for women under firms. So women are not firms, in short. So we go to the next tool, which is the uploads. So what we are looking at here under uploads is that Canva allows you to upload photos that are from your computer. And so once you click on uploads, you should be able to click upload files or videos or audios. It will bring us straight away to let's say my picture, and it will upload my picture, and Canva will always store that picture for you. For instance, if it's a logo, you don't need to upload your logo every time you're going to do a flyer or not. And so we look at, oh sorry, I think the network, but let's try again. So when we look at Canva, it helps you. Oh, sorry, my network is it's too bad. Let me try to connect to a stronger network. Sorry about that. When we go to uploads, um, okay, it's connected now. When we go to uploads, you can be able to, like I said, upload a picture from your computer, and it will straight away be uploaded to sort of like your folder. So once I want to use this picture, I can click it and it will um, I'll be able to use it in my I'll be able to use it in my design. So that's a good thing and a plus for. So under that, you can be able to also upload videos and audios and use them as you wish. The other thing is text. It's telling me that I'm offline again, but let me try to refresh. Okay, reload. Under text, it's simply being able to add text in your document. As you start with a design that is working, you could be able to want to add um, other different texts to your document. And so under the text button or tool, you are able to add text anywhere you want. So as the page loads up, so another good thing about Canva is that it automatically saves the work that you're doing. Once it stops receiving any data from wherever you're getting it, it will stop making updates. So I think um, this is where my computer stopped receiving internet, and that's why we have the design up to there. But that's not a problem. We could just click and then we can have another design. Okay, so we were looking at the text. So under text you have the very large text, you have add a subheading and then add a body. So the difference between this is definitely the size. When you want to add a heading, it will come out bigger. When you want to add a subheading, it will come out smaller. When you want to add the body text, it will come out smaller and still not bolded. So you can see this could be your title, this could be maybe the other text under it, this could be the body. But all these texts that you do can be adjusted from this panel here. So it's more like Word document where you click and then you can just add the size of the body. Okay, you can make it bold and still it will look like a heading, or you could change it from uppercase to lowercase and vice versa. You can underline it, you can align it and maybe put it to the left, to the right, or central and all those other things. You can bullet it, you can change color and all those other things. And that's under text. As we go down, still this is text, and like I said, the ones that have the crowns usually will not allow you download the document. They will allow you download the document, but they will have the Canva and the lines in your document. So you want to look at texts like this, like the action, because as I try to hovering is trying to move the cursor around that thing. As I try to hover, I'm not seeing any crown or anything. So as also putting it in your text and confirming it helps you know that okay, I can use this text and it's free of charge. And under that we have looked at text. The other one is the project. So with your project, it's basically all the work that you're going to do. All the designs that you're going to create are going to be stored here. So if you've done some work and you've saved it and all that, it will definitely appear here. And so for instance, if you're creating any work and let's say we're on this page and you need reference from a previous design or anything, you come to projects and look for it. The other thing is the application. This one basically helps you to know the dimensions of, for instance, if you're going to post the flyer on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on what, you just come here and click on whatever application that you're going to post let's say the flyer, and it will give you the right dimensions. For instance, if you go on, let's say, Instagram, you are allowed to post even longer pictures, meaning the height is a bit longer. When you go to Instagram, you're allowed, maybe the dimensions are different. It has to be square and all those other things. So under applications, we're looking at things like, when you go down, we look at things like the background. So under background, it just gives you several different colors, and we can just keep changing. It can, just completely change the background of the picture, like you can see. If I try to delete that, so sometimes, like you see, I can't download this. Okay, no, I can't. Sometimes you could just want to change the background of something. Sometimes it will go in the background, sometimes it will change the whole background of. So if we remove something like this, you could see that the background has changed to the grass. So one other thing that you'd want to, how this design came about, you'd want to put something and then have sort of like a background that's not portraying it so much, is you can just create, let me start it afresh. I can create something like this and then add a shape over it. And when I come to this part, remember this panel, I looked at it. This one is the color, this one is the border style, this one is the font, the increasing and decreasing the size, the color, and all those other things. So what we're looking at is the transparency. So this is purple color, but if you want to reduce the transparency and see something that's behind it, I'll be able to do that. So you can see that there's a difference with trying to play around with the transparency of this shape. So if I try to delete that, even this alone, I could make it transparent by just clicking on the image, and make sure that you see the boxes. Click the image and go back and and forth. So you could see that the image has kind of blurred up. So you could put even your text on top of it, because it is not as um, the color is not as intense as it was before we were able to reduce it. So the other thing that you'd look at is some of the pictures that you put. You can change color if it's not your preference. So let me try to take the picture back to its original so that you could see. So you could see that even the color, when it's a bit more, the words will not be seen properly. So let's take back the words. So to be able to play around with your cursor, make sure that as you click something, for instance this, the box comes around it and you are able to move it. When I want to change maybe this, I will be able to first click on it, the box comes around it, and when I click this pink color, I can change it to that and it will change. If I click on, these are the hands, I want to change them to, let's say, black. I click on that color and it takes me to the color that it looks like. I can change it to green. Once I click the hair, you could see it's this blue, which is familiar with this. I click on that color, it highlights it here. I can scroll down, there are very many colors. I can change it to black, and you can see that we have been able to play around with some of those tools. So basically that's how you go about with creating a design on the flyer, and I think which is very important. So with this, you can see that this is text that came from the design. So we remember, when you get a flyer, you don't just be excited that, oh, I've gotten exactly what I want, this is what I'm going to post. No, you need to be able to play around with some of so sorry again, I think I've gone offline. I'll try to reconnect to the one that's, so let me try and refresh. So as we look at that, we are going to try and create a design from scratch. And as that tries to come out, we'll just take a minute and reconnect. So we can still go back and see. So the good thing, it alerted us that it was offline, so it had saved most of the work. So like I said, when you click the word and you don't like the font of that, you should be able to click on what you want to change, come to the font area and click. Like any other thing, even some of the font is for pro, so but there are very many free. So it also tells you change for all. If not, you just ignore. If you want to change for all, you could change for all, and it has changed. So some of the fonts also are for money, like this one, like the Afra and all that. So whichever one you see that has a crown, but that's not something you should worry about. There's so many. The Montserrat Classic definitely is a good, font that can be useful and can actually display your work very well. So basically that is it with creating a flyer. If we can do it again, yes. And also another thing, on this page, on our working page, we have some of these things. That for instance, I want to move this flyer up, I'll click that. when I'm on this page and there's still space down, I've moved the upper one, I've interchanged them, so you could see that that was up, that was down. So if this was on page 2 and I want to move it down, it will definitely do that. So once the padlock means you can lock the page, so nobody can make any edits um, and, until you unlock it. The other one is, or even yourself, you could be trying to move things up and down and you don't want to make a mistake because you maybe find that the design is actually what you'll be taking, so you lock the document. So the other thing is duplicating. So you might want to have two flyers and then check out with one without destroying the flyer, so you can duplicate. Once I duplicate, you could see that it's actually the same. And the last one is I can be able to delete that, and you can see that it's now one. Then the other one is adding a new page. When I add a new page, it definitely adds for me a blank page. So under the design, we could be able to look at that. So if we start by just designing a fresh flyer, on page 4, our theme could be Christmas, although we are in April. So I'm under now the design. It's now a fresh start for me. I'll be able to come under the designs and maybe type Christmas flyers, and it will bring for me very many it will bring for me very many designs. So I'm just trying to look for a simple and nice flyer. So I could probably go with the red flyer, which is really a nice one. And so you can see, because it does not have a crown, that means it's free of charge. And also, as we have put it on our page, you can see that there are no lines and the word Canva, that means we are allowed to use it. So since it's, let's say, for an organization, we don't want to say Christmas sale, we can just highlight that and delete it. So, or maybe we can leave that tree. So as we click on that, whatever, we can duplicate the word and then come and do that. And so as we double click, it allows us to edit the text, and we can type Merry Christmas, and we can be able to change the font. You can see that it's highlighted. So I only want to change the font of Mary and then leave the other one to be as the original. So I'd want to change it to, a different design. And so you can see I ignored and it only changed for one. But if I had said for all, that means it would have changed for others. So if we look at, there's so many fonts that can be used. So maybe if I try to use the colleague, I can try to use the, I don't know what that is. Okay, that's probably what I was looking for. So I can just try to, and so usually when you want to highlight something or move something that's refusing, first click outside of it and then click on it again. So you could see that I've come up with that. So if you want to remove that, you just completely remove everything away. So under elements, you could be able to still also search what are some of the tools that they are. giving me for Christmas. And so you could see they're giving you a Christmas tree, they're giving you lights, they're giving you, or to be specific, I can just put lights. And all that. And so I can just add lights and try to adjust them where I want. And that would be it. And then
hello once again. I'm back to continue where we had stopped. We had actually stopped while we were placing the lights on the flyer, and basically that is it for that part. But the other thing that we wanted to look at is how to invite members. And like I said, to invite members, you just have to type in their email addresses, and once they receive the invitation, they can be able to join the team. As well, something probably I didn't mention about was you can share a link with people so that they can join that particular design. So with that, definitely you will be able to have the team join you while you're designing. So the other thing that we were supposed to look at is the non-profit plan. So with that, I'll be able to show you a minute. Is the non-profit plan. So from remember where we had looked at the plans and pricing, when you click that, it should be able to bring you to this page. So for the non-profit plan, if you click on it, it should be able to bring you to this page that is on the screen. So with that, it tells you that for the non-profit plan, apply, it's free. And so they will also show you what are the eligibility guidelines. So when you read through the eligibility guidelines, you should be able to see what you're supposed to hand in so that you could be able to access the unlimited access. So with that, they've also shown Uganda as a country, and they're saying you should be able to let me just read that. The NGO registration statute 1989, NGO registration from Commission, articles and memorandum of association. So with that, let's try and go back to see, for you to be able to be given this access, what do you need to hand in? So they're saying organizations that do not qualify for the Canva, organizations that do qualify for the Canva profit program. So 1, you should be a registered non-profit. 2, social impact organizations with a mission consistent with the public or community benefit. 3, public health organizations and government entities assisting with public health. So we definitely know probably we are registered non-profit organizations. So once we click to apply for the Canva non-profit, I definitely won't show you much because this account is already granted the non-profit plan, but it should bring you to this area here, and so we would like to click get started. So they'll definitely ask you, there are 4 parts that you're supposed to fill in, but they're really quite short. So they'll ask you what type of non-profit, a registered non-profit organization, and there are also many other options, social impact organization and all that, but definitely the first one is what you should follow. So the country, Uganda. And so this part here allows you to enter your organization name or ID. So, and that's like the most important thing that you should be able to have with you. So once you actually click, it should be able to bring you some of the organizations that are under. That's probably their registration number starts with 1. So you could see the Uganda Youth and Adolescents Health. So once you're registered, it should be easy for you to fill in. So let me try and see if I can continue. So I can't continue because this part is not filled, but if you just follow up to 4, you should be able to complete the registration. And this it could take you about 2 or 3 days to 7 days for them to verify that you are a non-profit, and so they'll just grant you access to and so basically for Canva, that is definitely what we have. With that said, I will just want to thank everyone for reaching this far, and bye, and see you in the other videos.